Pakistan's Kargil deceit. In May 1999, under the diplomatic calm following the Lahore Declaration, a covert war was unfolding on the Himalayan ridges. During summer, as the last snow melted along the line of control, India prepared to resume control of its high-altitude border posts, something it had done for years, but this time, the heights weren't empty. Unseen and unexpected, a silent invasion had already begun. Pakistani troops had crossed into Indian territory, dug deep into icy ridgelines, and waited. Simla Agreement violated. For decades, India vacated certain high-altitude posts in winter due to extreme cold. This was an informal understanding from the 1972 Simla Agreement. But in 1999, when Indian troops began returning to reclaim these posts, they faced machine gun fire instead of snow. The familiar terrain had turned hostile, occupied by regular Pakistani soldiers, not insurgents. Pak's Operation Badr, the secret invasion. What Pakistan called Operation Badr was a carefully orchestrated plan to seize unoccupied Indian posts during winter. Their objective? Occupy strategic peaks in Kargil to cut off NH-1A, the lifeline to Ladakh. Troops disguised as militants crossed the LOC under harsh winter cover and established fortified positions in Dras, Batalik, Kaksar, and Mushko. It was a gamble meant to internationalize Kashmir without formally declaring war. The first clues. On May 3rd, Batalik shepherds spotted strange men in army fatigues on a ridge, weeks earlier than Indian troops were expected. They reported the sighting. On May 5th, Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia and 5 soldiers from 4 Jat Regiment were sent to investigate. They didn't return. Their capture and later torture confirmed the infiltration was much more than a border skirmish. Captain Saurabh Kalia, the first martyr. Lieutenant Kalia and his team were India's first soldiers to engage in the Kargil conflict. Captured alive, they were tortured and mutilated before being returned after 22 days. Their deaths shocked the nation and removed any doubt about Pakistan's direct involvement. Kalia's sacrifice remains one of the earliest and most painful reminders of the betrayal at Kargil. Patrols attacked, positions lost. By mid-May, Indian patrols were repeatedly ambushed and artillery shells rained on the NH-1A highway. Aerial reconnaissance revealed that Pakistani troops had occupied over 130 high points, each giving them a commanding view of Indian supply lines. India's border had been breached in several locations, and war was now undeniable. India launches Operation Vijay. On May 26, 1999, Operation Vijay was launched. Nearly 200,000 troops began mobilizing to reclaim the mountains. Simultaneously, Operation Sagar, India's first combat use of the Air Force in J&K since 1971, provided air support to ground operations. Fighter jets bombed fortified enemy bunkers on vertical cliffs, an extraordinary coordination of land and air strategy.